conditioning. So, ginagamitan natin ng stimuli response. Yung cognitism naman, this is all about yung Bloom's taxonomy. So, andyan yung tinatawag nating yung kay Dewey, yung cognitive constructivism, tapos yung kay Vygotsky naman, this is all about yung social constructivism. So sa connectivism naman, yung connection ng technology doon sa paggamit natin ng ating mga sa paggamit pala natin ng technology doon sa ating lesson, how we are going to connect that for the learners to be able to access easily and efficiently and effectively the information. Okay? And then dun sa tinatawag nating connectivism, andyan na nga yung social interactions, how they, the students, okay, relate and interact during their group activities. Next slide, sir. So instructional models, we have direct instruction, indirect instruction, interactive interaction, experiential instruction, and then we have the independent study. Actually, this instructional design model provide us the guidelines for us to be able to organize appropriate pedagogical scenarios for us to achieve our instructional goals. Anong pedagogy ba ang dapat nating gamitin? Di ba na-visualize natin kapag gumagawa tayo ng paggagawa tayo ng lesson plan, when you are planning for your lesson plan, nag-visualize tayo eh. What do we want to happen inside our classroom? Ano yung nakikita nating scenario? So nag-iisip tayo eh ng strategy, ng mga pedagogy. So yan ang gagamitin natin ngayon. Yung mga instructional design na yan. Actually, napakadami, no? And I do know na napakarami ninyong alam na mga instructional design model na nagamit nyo na sa classroom instruction ninyo. So these are just some of the instructional design that we can choose for us to create instructional experiences that will help us facilitate the learning, the teaching and learning process most effectively inside our classroom. So these actually represent the framework of our thinking in the delivery of our lessons kapag nag-iisip tayo, no? Thinking, how are we going to deliver the lessons na dapat nating maituro for that specific day. Yan yung pinaka-framework, no? Nag-iisip tayo talaga. Anong model ang gagamitin natin? Nasa swak doon sa objectives natin at based doon sa needs. Okay? Sa needs and characteristic ng ating mga estudyante. So yung experiential learning dyan, it is an engaged learning process whereby students learn by doing and by reflecting on the experience. Yung direct instruction naman, ito yung teacher stands in front, okay? Tatayo tayo sa classroom, tapos we present the information, okay? So indirect instruction, it includes reflective discussion, yung concept formation, problem solving, yung mga guided inquiry, while yung interactive interaction, student learn through social interaction, yung mga group activities. Yung independent learning activities naman, yan, kaya nga independent, self-guided process. Okay? Wherein the learning works to expand their knowledge and their skills. Okay? So these are just some, no? My dear teachers, napakadami po na instructional models that you can make use of. It depends upon how you see and perceive what will happen and what do you want to happen inside your classroom. Using, of course, yung instructional theories. And then based on the instructional theories, iisipin mo ngayon anong model ang saswak doon sa subject content and even what you want the students to learn, what you want the students to do and to achieve. Next slide po, sir. Okay. So, ayan na, example na po, no, ng DLP, ng DLL. Based on the policy guidelines in the standard for us to create our lesson plan, no, yung ating, based on the DepEd, in the preparation of our DLL and DLP, Pwede po tayong gumamit ng, ang nilagay kasi nila doon, pwede tayong gumamit ng task-based na learning model, pwede na tayong gumamit ng explicit teaching model, pwede rin naman tayong gumamit ng problem-based learning model, pero ang gagamitin po natin ay yung experiential learning model. Okay? Yan po yung naka-flash ngayon sa inyong screen. Okay? Sa ating screen, yung DLL. Actually, ang ginamit ko po dito ay yung isa sa shinare na po ni Sir Rafi, no? I don't know kung ngayon po ba i-roll out yan, kung ngayon na po natin gagamitin, pero yun po yung ginamit ko. So, yung health na first learning area, okay? Yung learning area sa health, week 1, first quarter, grade 8. So, sa DLL po natin, we have here the objectives. Okay? Under objectives, we have the content standard, the performance standard, the learning competencies, and the learning objectives. So let me read this one. So demonstrate understanding of the components of consumer health and mental health illnesses. Actually, ito, alam ko, sa grade 10 po kasi ito no? Pero ngayon nasa grade 8, no? Yung consumer health. So performance standards participates in gameplay and sports as a way of keeping in their mind and body healthy and disease-free. Learning competencies evaluates health information, health products, and health services. Andyan po yung code. Learning objectives differentiate reliable from unreliable health information, products, and services. Demonstrate critical thinking and decision-making skills in the selection and evaluation of health information, products, and services. Third, realize the importance of or value of understanding important concepts about consumer health. So sa content subject, yung content or subject matter, this is the specific content that the lesson aims to teach, no? So health information, products, and services. Third part ng ating DLL is the learning resources. So the teacher's guide, the learner's material, textbook, and learning references, and then the additional learning materials and equipment. And then these learning resources, of course, these are the list of resources that a teacher uses to deliver the lesson. Next, we have yung part 4, procedures. So this is all about the daily routine. Okay? So meron tayong daily routine, and then letter B, yung review of the lesson. So reviewing previous lesson or presenting new lesson. So this part connects the lesson with the learner's prior knowledge. It explicitly teaches the learners how the new lesson connects to the previous lessons. It also reviews and presents new lesson in a systematic manner. Okay? So the activity that I have written here, post it. So students will be given a strip of paper, then each row will answer a corresponding question. Their answer must be posted on the board. So merong naka-correspond na question for each row. And then, review of the lesson. Parang the students will be asking here, no? So sa kanila mismo, what is in it for me? Anong meron para sa akin dito? Okay? Kasi i-review mo nga sila You will review the previous lesson or you may present the new lesson. And sometimes students also ask in themselves, why should I care? Anong meron dyan, ma'am? What is it in it for me? Why should I care? So, kailangan maibigay natin yun, no? Doon pa lang sa review of the lesson, maibigay natin yan sa ating mga estudyante. Okay? So, what is the benefits of giving this to learners, yung review of the lesson? They can be able to appreciate yung personal skills and knowledge gained from these experiences and context. And also, it can help them create an appropriate approach, okay? For us teachers, I mean, the learning and doing by contextualizing the knowledge and skills, okay? Based on the needs of our students. So yung learners, of course, will have a greater success in the program of the study, of this activity that we will be giving if we review first their previous, their prior learning, okay? Yung recognition of prior learning or the review of the previous lesson. So we acknowledge the student skills and knowledge acquired through various training and work experiences before we present the lesson. Okay, next slide, sir. So, establishing purpose of the lesson. So, sa letter C, establishing purpose of the lesson. Ito ngayon yung motivation. We establish purpose for the lesson. That is what we call motivation. So, in this part, the teacher must be able to establish the purpose of the lesson. This will motivate the learner to learn the new lesson. It encourages them to ask questions about the new topic and even help establish a reason for learning the new lesson. So, the motivation for this specific topic is a video clip presentation. So, students will watch a short video clip from TikTok. Eh, bakit nga ba TikTok? No? Kasi mas in sa kanila yan, no? Yung mga TikTok na yan, yung mga Reels, no? Showing health information, products, and services. So, we can make use of actually an animation as part of that lesson. We can include music. Okay? So, ask the students, what do they, what is all about the lesson? Why do they need to know about this? Okay? So, with the use of their given answers, of course, you teachers will establish now the purpose of the lesson. So, pinakita mo yon, and then you're going to ask the students, what do they think of the lesson is all about? Why do they need to know about this? Yung pinakita mo. And then, dun ka magbi-build, magko-construct nung purpose mo with the given answers of the students. So we establish the purpose of the lessons with the use of the given answers of our students. Yung letter D, lesson proper, dyan papasok yung 4A's na design. Okay? So sa atin po, ang gagamitin natin is 4A's. As what I have mentioned a while ago, it is the experiential learning. So andyan yung activity, analysis, abstraction, and application. So, sa lesson proper, mag-start tayo with the activity. So, dun sa ginagamit natin, no, na format, diba, may nakalagay doon, presenting examples of the lesson. Okay? So, that is the activity, presenting examples of the lesson. In this part, the teacher must be able to present examples. Dito kayo magpe-present ng examples, ng situations, or instances of the new lesson. This is where the concepts are being clarified. So, through a learning activity, learners experience and acquire new knowledge and skills. So, anong nilagay ko po dito? Think before you click. Okay? So, yan yung activity. So, I am now presenting an examples of the lesson. So the teacher will show to the student some Facebook page about health information, products, and services. The teacher will ask the students whether the information, products, and services are reliable or unreliable. So diyan pa lang, ipapasok mo na yung concepts, what the students need to learn based on the teaching and learning process na mangyayari, no? Diyan sa magiging presentation ng teacher on with regards to the Facebook page. So, ikaw na bahalang mag-facilitate niyan. Using, of course, the questioning technique. Diyan papasok yung questioning technique nating mga teachers. So, by presenting the different scenarios or examples, yung concepts information will be clarified by the use of our questioning technique. So, yung information, experiences, must be relevant to the students. Pag gumamit ka ng Facebook page, alam naman natin yan, students, most of the time, or most of them, make use of their Facebook in their day-to-day living. So, para maging ano rin sila, maging aware na kung paano mag-analyze, okay, with all the informations na nakikita nila sa Facebook, specifically about health information, products, and services. Next, analysis. So, sa analysis, lesson proper number 2, analysis, discussing new concepts and practicing new skills. So, here, you need to link new knowledge and skills to the existing experiences of the students. So, in this part, learners need to process or analyze their experiences. They must think about how they can use this knowledge and skills. So, paano magagamit ng bata natin yung concept, yung skills na itinuturo natin. So, may guide questions dito, no? So, when and how can you say that health information, products, and services are reliable, unreliable? Why are these misleading health information? What are the guidelines and criteria in the selection and evaluation of health information, products, and services that you know? So, here are the critical thinking skills. So, dito papasok ngayon yung critical thinking skills ng bata. They need to analyze. They need to think deeper. Okay? So, the critical thinking skills of the students are being enhanced here through the use of the guide questions. So, kung paano natin ma-enhance, ma-develop yung critical thinking skills ng bata, it is how we deliver now the questions to them based on the different materials or even the use of ICT in our classroom. Next is abstraction. So sa abstraction, ito na po yung part ng developing mastery. So demonstrating, generalizing new skills through processing or analyzing their new experiences and linking them with existing experiences, learners begin to demonstrate new understanding and apply new skills. Here, the students develop mastery. Students demonstrate learning. They demonstrate the knowledge, the skills, and the competencies that they have learned. So, ano yung activity na nilagay ko dito? The students will read a short article. So, magbibigay ng short article si teacher. So, they need to be able to complete the table below or here after reading the short article. So, here, students can demonstrate their understanding. So, gaano ba nila talaga naintindihan? Okay? Yung concept. Okay? And the skills in analyzing the health information, products, and services. So, ayan yung yung table. So, sources of health information and products, reliable, unreliable, okay? Next, the last part, application. Finding applications of concepts and skills. So, ang nakalagay dyan yung magic bracelet. So, study the poster below, go to your group, and discuss the question. Next slide, sir. Okay. So the final stage in the learning model of 4As is trying out the new skills. Ito na yung practical applications na binanggit ko po kanina, no? So students apply the concepts and skills in their daily living, which can develop appreciation and valuing for students learning, excuse me, by bridging the lesson to their daily living. This will also establish relevance in the lesson. So, yung pangalawang activity, they need to synthesize the discussion and prepare to share it in class. So, may questions sila na dapat nasagutan. What is being sold by the poster? Kasi may poster nga silang i-analyze, no, yung magic bracelet. What does it guarantee? Will you buy it? So list the reasons for buying and the reasons for declining this product. So dito papasok yung cognitive constructivism. So learning is anchored in evolving the context with the guiding resources. So yung pinaka-guide resources dyan, yun yung poster. Okay? So they can actualize the concept learned by applying it in a real world scenario. Na paano kung, eto nga, may nakita silang poster. Paano nila i-analyze yun? So, dyan natin makikita ngayon, no, how they can apply it by answering these 3 questions. They can synthesize this one. Okay? And then, of course, share it in class. Kung ano yung mapag-usapan nila within the group, okay? Share o kaya mismo kung individual yan or pwede kasi yung maging individual activity, pwede siyang maging group activity, and then they can share it in class, okay, by answering these questions. Last part of the lesson is assessment or evaluation. This is very crucial, no, yung assessment. So evaluating learning. In this part, the result of the evaluation or assessment will help the teacher know what has gone wrong and what revision and remediation will be made to improve the design for future implementation. For us teachers, no, every time that we had our teaching and learning process inside our classroom, after that, diba, minsan tayo mismo nagkakaroon tayo ng reflection na, ay, parang mas maganda kung ito pala yung ginawa ko. So, dyan sa assessment, after giving the assessment to the students, and after seeing the result, ito yung part din na nagkakaroon tayo ng reflection natin sa sarili natin on how to improve the design for future implementation. Okay? Next part ay, of course, doon sa pinaka-guide natin, may nakalagay doon additional activities for application or remediation. That is actually yung assignment na ibinibigay natin. So nilagay ko dyan, they can create. Bakit magkakaiba? Kasi nga, di ba, yung diversity of learners, it depends upon you, of course. So, it depends upon the learners. So they can choose a song, a poem, poster, slogan, infographics about wise and intelligent consumers. So they can create a song about how to be a wise and intelligent consumers, and then they can share it in class, no? Yan yung assignment. So pag kinabukasan, yan yung pinaka magiging review of the lesson or pwedeng maging motivation mo. It depends upon you teachers. Okay? So yung last part, yung remarks, yung V, remarks, teacher shall indicate special cases. So dyan sa remarks na yan, ang i-indicate natin dyan, yung portion na yan, we shall indicate yung special cases including but not limited to yung are we going to continue the lesson? Kasi di ba sa totoo lang naman may time na hindi natin natatapos kung ano yung pinlano natin, what is there in our DLL or DLP, may time, hindi naman sinasabing lagi, may time na hindi natin natatapos. So, dyan natin ilalagay kung magkakaroon ba ng continuation of the lesson plan to the following day, or letter B, in case na magkakaroon ba tayo ng reteaching dahil nga kinulang tayo sa time, or are we going to transfer to the following day in case of class suspension na hindi mo na ituro to, tapos may note ka doon, so may remarks ka, it will be taught on the following day kasi nga nagkaroon ng class suspension. So, yun yung mga ilalagay natin sa remarks. Okay? Next slide po, sir. And last na po ito. Okay, last part is all about reflection. So dito sa reflection, nakikita nyo naman, no? Ayan, yung may A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So ano ang mga ilalagay natin dyan? Yan yun. So this part of the DLL, it actually requires us teachers to reflect on and assess our effectiveness in this part of the DLL. Kung naging effective ba tayo, kung naging efficient ba tayo in the delivery of our lesson. Ito yung part na yan. Para sa atin yan. Reflection para sa ating mga teachers, no? So, we should make notes on the number of the learners who require additional activities for remediation. Ilan ba yung estudyante natin na medyo hindi pumasok dun sa standard. Okay? Hindi na-attain yung objective na kailangan ng remediation. So, ilalagay po natin yon. And those who continue to require remediation, of course, yung effectiveness of remedial lesson, lalagay natin kung nag-remedial lesson tayo, gaano naging ka-effective yon, and then the teaching strategy or methods that work well. So after nating magturo, doon sa ginamit nating mga teaching strategies, halimbawa dyan sa mga nilagay ko, nung in-execute ko na siya, hindi pala naging maganda, naging effective or efficient, yung sa letter C. So, ilalagay ko po yun. Okay? We need to include that. What are the teaching strategy or methods that did not work well or that work well? Okay? And why? Dapat merong reason doon. Ay, ito nag-work. Very effective and efficient. Naging very, very good talaga. Naging napakaganda, excellent yung aking pagkaka-deliver ng lesson because of this strategy. Tapos doon naman sa part na or portion na hindi, ilalagay mo. At ano yung naging difficulties, 'di ba? So dapat ilagay natin ano yung mga difficulties na na-encounter natin. At pag nilagay natin yun yung pwede nating gamitin for us to ask help to our master teachers, to our department heads, to our pag bumisita si supervisor, 'di ba? We can ask help to them. How are we going to successfully overcome this kind of difficulties that we have encountered? Okay? Para ma-solve. Okay. So, take note po, no? Etong ano natin, itong DLL natin na ipinresent ko po, of course, it allows flexibility. Sabi nga, in the delivery of this DLL and DLP procedures, let us not forget that we don't need to go through all of yung 10 parts in every lesson. But teachers need to ensure that the procedures of the lesson must lead to the achievement of the stated objectives. Okay? So, kailangan pa rin, let us take note on this. Ito, hindi siya non-negotiable. Of course, kailangan, as much as possible, we need to ensure that the procedures that we will be using in the execution of our teaching and learning process or the delivery of our lesson, it will achieve to the achievement of the stated objectives of our lesson. Next slide po, sir. Okay. So,